So again, I'm Lee from Brandon University, and I'm following Julie Young, who did team defense for those of you who weren't here. She basically covered my whole presentation. So we're just going to build on what she said and go extra. First of all, I want to say a libero is a volleyball player first and foremost. They need to play volleyball, not just serve, receive, and play defense. In our drills at the beginning, we run our practice. We have what we call a tutor phase, which is more ball control, very specific about what we're working for the day. And then we have a little mini game where we apply it into a mini game, and then we apply it into a game situation in 6-on-6. And so basically it feels like we're doing the same drill for the entire 2-hour practice for the different athletes, but we're building on it as far as making it more game-like as we go ahead. And so there's tons of things to do, and they're just playing a short court game here. They just started on their own. And this would be an example of a great warm-up drill where they're just playing and going, and everybody's doing the same thing. But the ball crosses the net. So often we'll do our first warm-up drills, and it'll be a coach-controlled drill on the same side of the net. You see it always at university and college practices, and you do it in your club practice or your club warm-ups because you only have half a court. But if you have a full court, the one visual thing that we have that's consistent is the net. So we need to use the net a lot more than we do in training things. Now, in saying that, the dig set drill that Julie did is a great warm-up drill. Teams use it all the time. You're moving, you're doing different things, and the purpose of it is to warm up, get moving, get thinking a little bit about defense. It's great, and then you need to move it a little bit further along and try to use the net so we have the visual. I go back to the picture, that 1-second card flash. The more they see, the better they do at picking up defense and stuff. The second thing, okay, can I use U7 as a demo? Thanks. So the one thing, can you just do 6 defenders? Do you guys know slide line? You know that system? You know what I'm talking about? Where a player in 6 slides, cover tips. You've played that like at U14? Okay, so go block left side, the other team's left side. So we have 2 people blocking. One of the first systems we teach team-wise is the ball is set, and then all the attention, once that ball is moved, goes to where you play defense. So you cover tips, you go to the line, you dig the corner, you dig the tee, okay? And then that's the system that coaches train because it's easy. So as soon as that ball is set, go back to your home positions. Everybody, just go ahead, set the ball. Everybody moves. We don't have to know anything about the other side, and we can play defense. And the system is set up so that's where the probability of the balls go. And a lot of people will start off with that system, but we need to start thinking a little bit more about reading from that system. So if that's the system we want to start, then will you be a left side attacker? Okay. Stay in the court right now. So you're going to set her a little bit inside because you're U14. Okay. We'll play it up if we can. Play it out. Go ahead. So now the ball's set. Nobody has to look at the hitter because all we know is the ball's set, and then we just do our defense. We just do our move. Does that make sense? But if we tell our player in 6 that you need to look and see where she's approaching. Okay, can you set her another ball? Can you go outside the court? No, a little bit inside, but she's going to approach outside in. Go ahead. Same system, move. Okay? So if we tell her the chances when they're coming, so start in again. When they're approaching in, the chances of her hitting more line are higher because her shoulders are already starting that way. So our player in 6 reads a little bit more line. If she's way outside at U14, the ball falls inside. Can you follow it inside even a little bit more? Chances are she's going to hit cross court because that's the direction of her approach. So then our player in 6 doesn't necessarily need to make the same read. So we can do that system right away at U14, and we're teaching them to look across the net and go back to the hitter, and all they can look at is just where the approach is. So when the ball's set, we all look and see where the hitter is. So can you just random it up? Do the little beach warm up. Hit it at her. She'll pass it back to you. Okay, now you'll set her. Okay. So then we just look. So as soon as the ball is set, we all pay our attention to where is she, inside or outside. Go again. So she makes the hitter makes the difference. And then we can block. And we can do that thing. So now I need you to verbalize. Is she inside or is she outside? Okay, go ahead. So right away when the ball was set, she cheated. She hugged the sideline, so there was that was a tweener. But the girls are like outside, 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 so we know she's approaching outside in. So that's a good first read we can teach, 13, 14, 15-year-olds that gets them away from the ball, because the ball is really magnified. Like as soon as it sets, it's good. That's why a lot of times we hit off boxes, and our kids are really good at digging because we're hitting off boxes, but then it goes to a set, and they don't go back to the hitter, so all the cues they've just learned, because they just follow the ball, and they're late. There was research done here in Calgary about spin serving and passing the spin serve, and they did the quiet eye. Any of you ever heard of that? So they put these reverse glasses on, and they watch the eye, and when the person tossed the ball high on the spin serve, they would watch the ball. And then when they picked up the ball, because there's a point in when you realize the important part, your eyes quiet down and they stop, so they can tell where it is that person picked up the pass. And because they watched the ball in the spin serve and the men hit it hard, that they were only reacting from the net to their pass. Where if they watched the hitter the whole way, they were able to pick it up at the arm, and they gave themselves 9 meters of reaction time and reading. So that was one of the skills that happened, tested, that all of a sudden people started being able to be aware that we need to pay way more attention to what our visual cues are. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so that's my little add-on to Julie's team defense. Now training the libero. So in talking to coaches, I was asking them, men's coaches, women's coaches, how would you rank skills for the libero? And the men's coaches said the highest it was 90% serve receive, 10% defense. That's how they decide if they have two liberos that are close because of the side out. Most of them around 80-20. The women's coaches I talked to, they said it was closer to between 60 and 70 and 30 and 40 because the women's game has more extended rallies, and they were saying that. But all of them had the caveat that if you have a really good passing libero, they never pass the ball. So really, they're just ending up being defending because the other team's serving to the other players so much that their libero doesn't get involved in the game. So that's kind of the thing. So a lot of the defensive skills that Julie talked about are really important in the libero as well. So we'll just kind of build on some of the stuff she did. Somebody said they would help. Where did he go? You want to help? Sure. Okay, 4 on one side, 4 on the other. 2 front row, 2 back row. We just ball control. Dig and play.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, so 2 and 5. A player in 5 and a player in 1. Player in 5, a player in 1 on both sides, and then 2 and 4 on each side. Okay, so the dig and set drill Julie did was, here's a ball, I'm going to hit at you, you're going to set it to the target, right? So the ball's hit at you, you set it to the target. Okay? So and then they caught it. So, but we're going to add it. Now you're going to ball control this, so we're trying to do continuous. So you're going to block, because that's your job, and we're going to dig and play. If the player in 5 digs, 1 sets. If the player in 1 digs, 5 sets. Or the opposite. Okay, does that make sense? So we'll start again. Ball's hit in. Set either one of them. Okay. Dig. Yeah, keep playing. Go. Yeah. Okay. Ball goes in again. It's continuous. So go ahead. Go. Okay, good. Here's ball. Okay, good. We're going to try now for 4 in a row. So the ball's going to cross over 4. So we're saying that Libero doesn't start until U16, correct? So we're saying that this is a U16 level practice is what I'm assuming. Am I good with that? Okay, here's ball. Try for 4 in a row. Okay, go. 1. Go, go, play. 2. 3. Okay, 3. Good try. So, again, if it's dug, for this drill to work, defensively, we need to dig the ball where? High and where? Middle of the court. Good. And when you're playing defense, the higher the ball, the higher level play. Talbot, where do you want your girls to dig the ball to? Sorry? Where would you like the girls to dig the ball to on defense? Attack line, middle of the court. All right. Talbot and I are on the same page. Okay, so let's try to dig the ball, attack line, middle of the court. Okay. Go. 1. Go, 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 go. Go. All right. Go again. Two. Good, good. 3. Okay, so we got the idea. So this is, we would do this kind of as part of our tutor phase, our warm-up. What are we working on? We're working on our Libero being second setter. Okay, so our Libero is second setter. So now we're doing the same kind of thing, so except everybody's just going to rotate. So it's the same as the ball crosses the net, we rotate. So the players in 1 and 5 still are the setters, and the players in 2 or 4 are hitting. But everybody is rotating each time. Okay? Controlled still. Cooperative. Go. Rotate, rotate. Yeah. Okay, good. All right. Here we go, Andrea. Good. And a rotate. Okay, keep playing. Poor referee. Good. Okay. So can I ask you, it was you, the last ball, you went down the line, you were between the red and the green, but yet you ended up digging it where she is right now. What was your cue? Do you remember? She was approaching into the court as a hitter. So the ball was out here, the hitter was here, our block was taking away line. So she read, I need to be more in the court, which is a good read depending on the systems you want. So they're learning to make decisions, and when you're talking about reading, like Julie said, we need to stop and talk about it. Okay, the ball's going to cross the net twice. We're still rotating, and then after that, it's game on. We're playing for a big point. Okay, 2 controlled and then a swing. Here we go. Okay, here's ball. That's 1. Control, still control. 2. Now game on. Anybody can score. Go, go, go. All right, 1-0. Ball comes here. Okay. Here we go. Ball's got to cross the net twice before a swing can happen. 1, 2. Now anybody can play. Okay, go, go, go. All right, good. So we started off with a little dig and set for a little bit more control, like first drill Julie did, and we demoed that. Then we moved to this as soon as we can, and we'll do that on, like for my team, we have 16 players, so we'll have 2 courts of 8 doing it in the setters, middles, everybody's hitting left side, right side, it doesn't matter. A couple of years ago, our men's team lost their second left side, their P2, in a game, just kind of like Terry was saying. So they went, if we move our left side to P2 and put our other libero in there, we're going to have 2 liberos playing, we're going to have better passing, we can run middles. Let's give it a try. So because they were passing and hitting in practice all the time, it was easy for that libero to become a left side. And he's 5'11", playing against 6'7" right sides, 6'8" right sides in U Sport, and our Brandon boys went all the way to the national semifinal with a little tiny guy who scored 1 kill a match, but his job was just to pass and play defense and do that, and he wouldn't have been able to do it if for 5 years, all he did was dig a ball, right? So it's so important that we remember that they're volleyball players. Okay, can I have 2 more volunteers to continue this drill playing? Okay, yeah, 1. Anybody else feel brave enough? 2. Okay, so now you have 10 players. How can you do this drill when you don't want to have people setting out? So you're going to start in 4 on this side, and you're going to start at position 4 on that side. Can we have a libero or a wannabe libero in 5 on both sides? Can you be on the other side but out? Yeah. Okay, can you go to here and be out? Okay, so when we rotate, you're on here in 4, you're going to go from 6 out to that player that's waiting out. You're going to go here, here, here. We're rotating around the libero right now. So the libero stays, we rotate. So you go from 1-6 to 4. You go from 4 to 2, okay? And then we have another player, which is you, over in 4, ready to go in as soon as he rotates. So we have the extra person. You rotate every time you place the ball across the net, okay? So we'll start here. Ball comes, libero sets, okay? Now rotate that side. Okay, go, 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 Leaves. Yeah. You rotate into 4. Yeah, okay, start again. So our player out rotates into the front row. Okay, here we go, ball here, ball here. Okay. Rotate, okay, rotate. Yeah. Go. Okay, who's going to dig that ball? Play a little bit more 1 here. Play a little bit more in 1. There's no player in 6. And away we go. Okay. Boom. Keep it alive. Yeah. Go. Okay, here's ball. Go get it, go get it. Good dig. That's a good try. Okay, thanks. So we could do it. We could have the player in 5. We can rotate around them. We can have them rotate. You can have 5 on 5. We call it the donut drill because there's no middle. And we can do those kind of things. Okay? So, awesome. Thanks for your help for right now. The next one is talking a little bit more specifically about defense. So if I can have a setter over there setting. Okay? Libero in 5. A player blocking right side, 2 players hitting left side, and a player passing. Or 2 players hitting left side, just alternating who's hitting. Okay, your middle for me, please. Okay. So this is how this is going to work. So for us, this is a libero drill. You're hitting everything cross court. So from this blue line to this circle that way is in. Okay? Makes sense. Your job is to continually take away that area. Your job is to cheat or not cheat. Okay, so when the ball's set, you can just stay there, hang out, have coffee, have fun, whatever. You've got to recognize and say it as soon as you are, whether it's a seam in the block or if it's a closed block. We know it's going to left side, so as the ball's coming to the center, you can go stand there already, and as the ball's set, you have to identify whether the block's closed or not. Does that make sense to everybody? So we're just working on vision from our players in 5, but it could be for everybody on defense, but specifically for the libero. Okay, so you're going to start in as if you're on serve receive. Okay, Ethan, can I borrow you? Oh, never mind, he's right here. Come on, can I have you help me? You're just going to half court punch a ball in. Okay, because as a hitter, I want you to always start in and move out. It's more game-like than being out. Can you just serve to the libero? Yep. Just from right here, just easy. Yeah, easy lollies. Okay, yeah, here we go. Ball in. Okay. All right, next ball. Hustle back, hustle back. Go. Next person's in, yeah. Okay, but start in. Good. All right, now you need to verbalize to me if it's closed or open. Okay, was that closed or open? Did you say it? How loud did you say it? Okay, we'll try that again. Okay, go ahead. So they have to see what is going on and make these reads. Okay. Ball's in. Good. Is it open or closed? Awesome, good get. Okay, so switch around a little bit. You have a new libero? Good job, high five. Or middle? Could you play there? Okay, exact same thing, except now we talk about Julie's defensive position, a meter and a meter. If there's a seam, you're going to take one more step into it. If there's not a seam, you're going to take one step back. Okay? So you're going to move while you're talking. So you just decide on if there's a seam or not. You can go before the ball's set and go stand there, or you can just stay there. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Okay, what is happening? Okay, stop. When did you recognize the middle had left? When the ball was set. So we need to open our vision because she was gone before the ball was set. Okay, so it's the same blocking vision as a blocking. It's ball, setter, but when the ball's with the setter, we should see what's going on, and then it goes ball, hitter, 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 hitter. Okay, so it's the same thing on defense. The vision is the same. It's ball. Is it off the net, on the net? And then is our middle there or not? Some coaches have their middle already out there before the ball is set. So then we all know that we can play deeper, right? Okay, try it again. Go. Yeah, good play. Well, we may as well play it out, hey? We'll just free ball it back, just make it more fun for everybody. Okay, here we go. Oh. Yeah, that's a good read. She saw that she was late and there was going to be a little seam, so she called open and stepped into the new seam. So can you guys go back, gals, go back and stand there? Leave a shoulder width, a little closer. Okay, so here a coach has to decide, am I have our player in 5, Dick? She saw the seam and stepped into it, or do you want your player to be on this side of the block? That's the system thing coaches decide. Take a big step this way. Then other coaches have to decide. A lot of coaches will say they go straight across, so now she really has to play off the shoulder and the angle, right? Okay, and then when it's closed, close it. Then we want her to play deeper a little bit and off the angle of the middle blocker. Okay, go ahead. Same thing. Good. Go, play it out. It's the other kind of play it out. Good, go. Go, yeah. Keep playing, play. All right, here's the next one. That's good. I know what you meant. Yeah. Okay, so we can teach that vision and doing this, and it's a drill. Can we have anybody want to hit middle? Okay, you can hit middle. Can we have one of you come block? You guys mix around a bit. Libero, want to switch again? Okay, so now you have two choices. You can set middle, or you can set outside. You're a serve receptor. So the first, you cannot dump. Dumping is illegal. So the fastest thing without being able to dump is the middle attack. So our vision needs to go passer, middle, setter. So it changes because we need to know what the middle's doing. If the middle's coming 50, Julie set you up for the perfect 50. You don't have to go anywhere. It's going to hit you right in the belly button. Life's happy. If the middle's going 30, can you slide over a little bit? Then there's really nobody on this side of the court, so we can already take another step that way. And then you're doing the same thing. You're either fronting the middle or going to close left side, and we'll play around. Okay, here we go. Okay, is it open or closed? Yeah, keep playing, play. Okay, now find it. Good try. Okay, next ball, good try. And then we go again. Play it over. Yeah. Good. Find your middle. Now make your read. Open or closed. All right. If it's open that much, you fall in. Our player in 4 digs that, right? Yeah. So that's, for right now, that's good. Okay, keep going. So even though we're running everything, we're still focusing on the libero or the setter or whatever, but we can do it through gameplay. They're still going to have their things they're working on, like turning to hit, moving, blocking, and we just controlled the middle's read. But it's random enough that it's not like if we did 3 in a row, then 3 in a row. People just get used to it. We just ask that middle to be a little bit random. So that way we get to see what they're doing in that. Okay, thank you. It's good. Get a quick water. Then we're going to do some passing. Okay, questions about defense? All right. So as a libero, for our team, we do it a little different. With a setter, we have to make a decision on whether the setter's dump is the fastest thing to come across with a front row setter, or the slide, or step around, whichever term you want to use. If it's the step around is the fastest thing and they run that more than the dump, then we'll play our libero back a little bit more so they're easier to get back for the step around because it's pretty quick. If it's the setter's dump, then we'll play our little libero a bit higher, and then if they set the step really high, then we think we can block it, then we have time to get back. If the setter's back row, there's no dump, we say, why start that high? We'll be back into the seam of where the middle was. We used to teach way out here in, because we were never allowed to before play with our hands. We had to play close to the floor. So in order to play close to the floor, we had to be moving forward all the time and be able to pick the ball up really low. So we used to play really perimeter. Now, a lot more teams are starting to play and jam the middle of the court so that they're there to dig the ball at the belly button. So if I'm in this spot, ball's hit left side, if it's at my belly button, it's a pretty big belly button. If it goes to the left, chances are it's going to be out if it's belly button higher. Belly button lower, I can dig it. Goes from here, it needs to be above my hands to my right to be out. So I'm able to cover more court and be able to help here more. So you'll find that people are pinching a little bit more because we can play more balls with our hands. I'm not saying that out and work in is wrong. I'm just saying that's how it's evolved and why it evolved to people clubbing it more. Okay, so each coach has to determine which is more valuable, and then they make that decision from there. Okay, so person serving, passing, or passer, and then 2 servers and a target, please. All right, so we talk about serve reception. So we're back to the tutor phase at the beginning where we're talking about trying to just learn a little bit of things. So can we have another target here so we can have 2 people serving? Can you pass in 1? So you just serving line first. So 2 of you can serve line. You can just serve line here. If you want to help, could you help so we have 2 servers? So for right now, we want to work at 17 and up. If you can midline, the team you're playing against is really bad. So they should be serving hard enough that it's in the seams, and that you want, ultimately, if you midline, you're going to get the best passing results, but that's usually because you don't have to move too far. The ones where they're serving you fast to the seam or deep, you have to learn to manipulate the platform. So right now, all we're going to do is pass the ball off our left knee, and can you be more by the antenna? So you're just going to serve straight down the line. No matter where it goes, you want to pass the ball off your left knee and angle it back to your target. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Serve. And then get to your left knee. Okay, next one, serve. Get to your left knee. And then angle it back to your target. Now, this is just practice learning platform control. I don't teach passing off the left knee. I just think they need to be able to pass outside their body. Keep going. Keep serving. You can serve to the middle of the court too, make a move. And so you got to get there, try to get to your left knee, because the number one thing a good libero is able to do is widen their range in passing. So in our team, if our libero could take almost half a court, that makes it easier for the other 2 to pass. But in order to do that, they have to be able to pass outside their body quite well. Okay, switch around passers. Switch around passers. Target. Okay, same thing, still off your left knee. So they're just working on platform control. This is during our tutor phase. Just off your left knee. The cue, I like to use the other left knee, the one that's on the left side of the body. So keep going, go. Even though it doesn't make sense, try it. The other way I like to tell the athletes is the ball goes where you're leaning. So if I can get to the left side of my body and have all my weight going back, the ball's going to go there. If it's deep on me and I can get there and lean forward, it's going to go forward. So then they can check themselves. If the ball goes straight up and down, well, where were your shoulders? If the ball goes behind or to the right or to the left, where was it going, right? Okay, let's change it up. Now you can only pass to the right side of your body. Okay, same people passing. But now you can only pass on the right side of your body. Okay, go. Good try. So they're just learning control, footwork movement, and passing. And you notice, right? Yeah. They're able to get to it to make the pass. Okay, good. Can we have another passer, please, with both pairs? So you can have new passers, but 2 people passing. Okay, so you'll find a lot of people become really good at passing with just themselves, and then it breaks apart when there's communication. So can I have 2 targets? Just anybody catching? 1. Okay, John's good enough to catch both. So you 2 are serving this half of the court. You 2 are serving this half of the court. And now we need to decide and communicate on who's passing. Okay, go ahead. Greg Bartel. Good. Okay. So then, balls tend to fall in between people because of confusion. They're not sure who's responsible for what and how things will work together. So coaches will decide on different ways to have people pass and what to do and how to move on either side of them. So pretty short group. Okay. Good, stop. Can we have 3 passers, a setter, and a middle? Setter and a middle hitter? Any 3 passers, a setter, and a middle hitter? Okay, so now we're going to serve anybody anywhere you're trying to hit. We're trying to set you and hit. If it's not a setter, if it's not possible, run a back row. Okay? All right, go ahead. Serving. Next one serving. Okay, next one serving. So other than this group, what tends to happen is a lot of times when now you add a setter and a middle or a setter and a hitter, the passing breaks down because they're trying to aim more. So the more, again, that comes back to the vision of what they see because they're trying to put the ball so it's hittable for a middle, a quick middle. They're changing their focus from what they were doing in the single skill drill to this kind of stuff. So the more we can have them passing in a group and then with somebody hitting, whether it'll be a middle or a left side, right side, or whatever, the more game-like your serve receive becomes. And then, okay, stop for a second. Where's our libero? Can you go to position 1? All right, so this is, you're going to stay on this half, like a little bit more. You've got this whole side now. So our libero, based on the serves coming from position 1, can all 3 of you serve from 1 for right now? Is allowing her to pass more court. So she's taken charge and pushed them over a little bit. Okay, here we go. Good try. And I went to a session that Terry did a long time ago, Terry Daniluk, and he said sometimes on really tough serve, the best pass you can do is a 2 or a 1. So often we try to tell our liberos they need to get everything to the net, but if it's a really difficult, tough, hard serve, and they can defend it and they just get it up, then we have an opportunity to still score. So sometimes the best pass is just up. Does that make sense? You want to strive for more, but there's certain times and situations where we are. Stop. Who's going to play that? How do we know? Sorry? Okay, thanks. Okay, here we go. Okay, can we have a new hitter? Any position? You want to block middle? Do you want to block middle? You're a middle blocker? Yeah. So, can you come pass? Oh, no, you can still pass and hit. You'll pass and hit. All right. So now we have a middle blocker. We're passing. You can serve from 5 a little bit now, too. Okay, so now when they're serving from 5, it's harder time-wise for our libero to take this whole half a court, so she needs to ask for a little bit of help. So you will cheat in a little bit this way. Okay? Yeah, still left seat. Yeah, go ahead. You can set left side or middle. Either one. So hopefully, the more we watch it, the more we'll be able to tell keep going, by the time the ball is served this far, whether it's going left side, right side, deep or short. So we're trying to train our athletes to look and see where the ball is going way before it crosses the net so they can make that read and move. Doesn't matter if they're a libero or anybody else. We want them to be able to make the move so that they're able to pass outside their body if it's deep and be able to read to it, and know that if it's short, then they are able to midline it. They make their midline move. But they pick that up from there. Again, a little warning, these Mikasa balls, we say there's 3 swings and a miss in every match because they dip and dive and they just fall away. And we had one of the best liberos in Canada. She won 3-time Libero of the Year, so I think I'm safe to say that. And she would have balls and fall in front of her, just fall. And it would look like she's not moving at all. Like she'd be there, make a read, and it just drops. And that's why Lori went to the 4-player pass. She wanted another player up in the middle of the court for that ball that fell out of the sky. So that's why she went to that Ameba serve receive, because this ball drops. When you're playing with the ball that we use at Nationals, it doesn't have the same movement that this ball is designed for, so it's a little bit different. So just a little caution with the Mikasa ball. It really moves. Yes? Sorry? No, it's all about cash. Like NCAA, well, in Japan, I'll use Japan as better, every year they get a new ball. Every year, because they get a new sponsor. So every team in Japan has to get a new ball every year, right? And so in each province has their deals, and they decide what is good and how to move and go from there, and it goes from there. At U Sport, we're actually doing studies on this ball to see if it has more concussion-like effects. So we're in a bidding for a new ball, and UBC's they're firing it at those crash test dummies out of a thing into the head to see if we need to change our ball for that reason, we want to also train with the ball that they play with in the Olympics, so that kids get used to it and they play with this ball most other places in the world. The Norsika ball is different, the little molten, the candy cane ball, but that's because Norsika gets more money from them than they do from Mikasa. So you go to 2 different events, you'll see 2 different balls played with our national team as well. Do I have a favorite? I like the molten. I think it has a good feel to it. It moves pretty true, and it's easier. I think we'd have more women's spin serving if we were using the molten ball rather than this ball. But as far as the movement on the serve, they both do the same. Good. Thank you. You can get a quick drink? Yes. Yeah, so U of A they basically do a W. So they have a player passing here and a player deep back here. Oh, the question was the 4 passers. What do they mean? So they're basically in a modified W. So 1 there, 1 here, 1 there, and 1 there. So this player is here. Now this player can be, a front row right side in here passing. It can be the front row middle, and then they will adjust, a front row left side, and then they will adjust this player out here, depending on where the serve comes. They can adjust it. Can I have 4 athletes, please? 1 standing in right there, stop. 1 there, 1 back in the corner, 1 in the middle, 1 back in the corner. So in this way more. So this is the Ameba that U of A Pandas run. So they have it set up. So those 2 are taking deep and short, and she's trying to move to hit right side. So this is their right side and their left side, and their setters have some funky penetrations when they play a 5-1. So she can move, and she's moving in the direction of her approach. Or sometimes they'll move over there to the sideline. You move here, and then adjust to the middle. Sometimes they'll do this, where their front row left side's passing here, and she either comes in here or will swing outside. So this is their Ameba, because they want a ball here, because this is where most of those balls that are served that follow the sky. So she placed a player there. So if you're running a 6-2 all the time, can I have 2? So if that's your setter in the middle, you would just push them to the net, and then you have your mini W, right? And then as they rotate around, then they just adjust on who's this person missing. Okay, cool. Any other questions? How am I doing for time? 5 minutes? More questions? Again, the libero isn't... Talbot? No, what we would try to do at 16U is we'd have 3 passers, and we would take a third. Did I lose you? Good. Well, like a third of the court, so you're in the middle of the court. So you would split the attack line to line, and then you would split sideline to her and be in the middle of that, and you would split. And they would be in that position to begin with our libero taking more to her left. So based on where they're serving from. If they're serving from position 5, then we want to play the line. We want to protect our player down the line. So we'll shift her a little bit more. Take more. That's 16U. If you have a really good libero, go there. One is serving her, and serving her, and the ball's normal. You're the right. You're the other person. They're jump floating. As soon as they begin their approach, you take off. You our libero's there. When I was coaching Manitoba, and our libero, we made that shift, and I hear him yelling, "I told you not to serve the libero!" And the assistant coach goes, "She wasn't there!" So it's just a little peekaboo thing that we do at a little bit a higher level. Like that was U18 provincial teams and stuff. So I think it's just me. I'm too electric.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's what I would do. That's what I would do, just kind of teach those kind of things. But at U16, we want people to pass, and our libero to continue to learn to play more area. But you can decide and have them move. But I would go a third to start with, and then maybe split it a little bit. So she's taking a little bit. One's got a quarter, and she's got a little bit more. Like, try to get everybody passing as we can. On our team, I would say 90% of our players are middles coming out of high school, and on my Brandon team, we're starting to get more pure left sides, but when we first started, we were getting middles and having to teach them to pass. And Tegan Hunter was a middle who played for us, and she played all the way through, liberoed out the whole time. She comes to Brandon, 5'11", "Hey T, you're now a left side." And she struggled to learn to pass, In her 4th and 5th year, she's an All-Canadian because she was that good of an athlete. If her coaches would have allowed her to play a little bit more back row and do those things and take those risks, it might have been an easier transition for her. She might have got on the floor quicker because she was just a little bit small to play middle. And then in saying that, we've had middles that we've turned to right sides, and we've had libero, like we said, that's become left side. We've had setters become liberos. We've had, right now the libero we have is our second libero that's been a libero from U16 on, and she's really good. We're lucky to be able to recruit a really good high school libero. So if you want to look like a great coach in training the libero, recruit really good liberos. So Donata from Germany, she came to us, and her story is a little different because at 12 years old, she was moved away from home to go to a sports school. So she was 200 kilometers away at 12 years old to go to the sports school to learn to play volleyball. She was a setter. At 14, they changed her to a libero in Germany. At 16, she signed her first professional contract, and she was playing in Division II in the German league. At 18, she was playing Division I. So for her, she was around volleyball her whole life, and she was able to do a whole bunch of skills. Our last year, we were playing, and we ended up with our starting setter hurting her knee, our backup setter breaking her thumb. We went to the soccer team and got a setter that played high school from the women's soccer team, and she broke her thumb. So then we tried Donata at left side, then we tried Donata at setting, but we just found we lost too much, so we took a second year right side. We were in the middle of the timeout against Saskatchewan, and it was, all right, we're out of setters. Anybody set before besides Donata? Because we tried that at our Christmas tournament to see if maybe that was the way we go. And our right side's like, I set in grade 9, perfect, you got the most experience, you're on. So away she went, and because she was well-rounded and she was able to do the skills, she was able to fill those positions. So that's what I mean when we talk about liberos being volleyball players first. It's important in your practices to allow them to, develop all their skills as well, even though they might be 5'2", you never know.